Hey, peace, everyone. This is Omatical, broadcasting live and direct from Queens, New York. So, over the years, for people who've been tuning into my videos, you know that I've traveled and I've lived in several countries. I've actually lived in six countries, and in that process, about 13 different provinces or cities. So, I have finally decided to write a book about my experiences over the last 8 years. This is going to start with my voyage to Brazil, living in Brazil for 6 months, coming back, being homeless, publishing a book, leaving a cult, leaving a religion, I should say. Whether it's a cult or not, I'll let you decide. But starting a business, publishing a comic book, being heartbroken, and then my heartbreak leading to a voyage in Asia, which I had already wanted to do. And so the reason I'm making this book is because I think, of course, I want to share my journey holistically, but I wanted to have a forum where, as I'm writing my passages, I'm going to put content on the web, not my full book, but I'm going to make an ebook, but I'm going to share information, and then also I'm going to update the website so readers can constantly have useful information about the places that I've been to. And again, although this book will be coming from the perspective of, a quote-unquote black man, African-American male, the book will be, palatable for people of any genre, any gender, and any ethnicity. I don't want to make it as a racial slant or bias toward anyone, but what I want to do is help travelers honor the traveling code, because I have been helped by people of various nationalities and ethnicities while I was struggling on my journey. But any of you know me, the reason why this project is called Homeboy and the Pyramids, if you're familiar with a book called The Alchemist, if you're not, I'll just give you a little bit of the story. It doesn't matter, it won't ruin it for you. But in this story, well, maybe you want to turn this off so you don't hear what The Alchemist is about, but I'll just tell you a little bit. The protagonist sets out on his journey. He sees a vision for success or wealth or whatever when he gets to the pyramids. And when he gets to the pyramids, long and short, he just realized it wasn't what he envisioned. And not only that, he received his treasure when he finally came back home. I had always wanted to go to China. Many of you may know about, so my writing projects and working with a really good brother here in the United States. I won't say his name right now. I'll mention it in the book. He provided me with the opportunity to go to China, during this course when I had heartbreak. He mentioned that, there was a relative of his working in China, but this is how things happened. It was very rapid. It was in 2013. I wound up going to China, Beijing. 6 months in Beijing. Had interesting 6 months there. I'm going to be talking about that, living in Beijing, Beijing culture, just what I saw the dynamics of, being, a quote-unquote black man in Asia and Beijing at that time, the culture of Beijing, the dating culture there, and I'm going to be taking readers through all of that. Of course, you experience racism there. Graduating from that place, or escaping, because I had some very interesting experiences there. Escaping and then going to Dongguan, southern China, living in southern China for 6 months, and then leaving, and that was a very interesting experience as well. But during my first 3 months in China, I had to make a visa, and that's when you have to leave the country and come back in. I went to Hong Kong, and Hong Kong blew me away, all right? And if any of you have been watching my channel, I talked about Hong Kong and the good, bad, and ugly. But the ironic thing was, like this character in this book, I get all the way to Hong Kong, it took me, so when I first saw Hong Kong, that was my goal and mission, to live in Hong Kong, because I really didn't like China. I didn't like Beijing. And I said, if I could ever move to Hong Kong, this place I want to be, it just seemed more cosmopolitan, more happening, and that's what I wanted. So I do all this work, and, for the next 4 years, like, Hong Kong is in my mind. It's my goal, it's my mission. And then the ironic thing is I get to Hong Kong, I work my ass off, I get there, and then I don't like it. And not only that, do I not like it, I wind up going to prison in Hong Kong. So it's kind of like I saw the pyramids, like this guy in this book, The Alchemist. So I'm going to be taking you through all of that. I'm going to be taking you through me working at this like prison school in Dongguan. I'll be taking you through my adventures in Taiwan when I lived in Taiwan and I had a fake college degree, and sneaking out of the country. I'm going to be taking you to me going to Cambodia, being way out in the middle of Cambodia. I'm talking about I was way out in this place called Mongkol Borei. And then what started happening, even when I left Beijing, and I don't have to lie here on this channel, I started experiencing tremendous amounts of synchronicity. For those of you who know what synchronicity is, it's like there were leading events, and every event connected to the next. People may not believe me, but before I went to prison, I had envisioned myself being in prison months before. And I had envisioned me being in prison helping a writer. And months later, that writer was me. So, I can't make this stuff up, but, escaping Taiwan, going out to being way out in Sisophon, and then having connected events over the next 6 months, or the months while that would lead me to Vietnam, living in Vietnam and then Ho Chi Minh City, to Hanoi, from Hanoi, and it was all like a mystical force kind of thing. But I'm be taking you along, and then from Vietnam, of course, to Hong Kong, and then I'm going to be talking about my 7 months in prison in Hong Kong, the things I learned, and the people I met, and just like this movie, this book, The Alchemist, I met all of these people in this story. You meet certain kind of people, and I met a lot of different characters, and I'm going to be sharing all that with you. I'm going to be sharing, my highs, my lows, like I said, but this is going to be a complete journey. It's also going to include spirituality, things I learned about using your mind. Again, because I got to Hong Kong, and even when I got to Brazil, many of you know me, I had started my own business when I went to Brazil. That wasn't me working and saving money and then going to Brazil. That was me with a business that I started with my hands and my mind, saving up that capital and creating my own business, and then getting to Brazil, and then using that same kind of mentality in Asia. All right, and things came to fruition, and it was just like certain people would come into my life, and I would manifest things that way. All right, but it's not going to be a story about me not being flawed. All right, it's not going to be that. It's going to be a story about when I really take a look at myself, my flaws as a man, where I'm lacking. But also, I'm going to be talking about how travel enables and edifies you. And here's the thing. The last 4.5 years in Asia, I said this. Even when I was in prison, because you have to understand, I was in prison in Hong Kong. And I was in a part of Hong Kong that nobody got to see. The last 4.5 years was an amazing education. And, it's like prison was graduation. Prison was like the final semester. I'm getting a little emotional talking about it, but I think the next few months are going to be very interesting because I'm going to have to be really honest with my writing. And, I'm a little more appreciative of things in life now after being out there, after being an immigrant. All right. But look, if you got any comments or suggestions, hit me up. Like I said, I'm gonna be making like videos as I write, and I'm gonna be sharing different themes, topics, and it's not gonna be a book about black, this and that. And I'm gonna be talking about things that can help you while you're traveling and things that I learned. So again, the name of the book, the ebook that will be available, Homeboy and the Pyramids. All right, and I think you'll enjoy it.